Hi everyone, this is Prashant here. Welcome to the NFT Creator Beginner Series training or training series, however you call it. And as how the name of the training sounds like, it is for those who want to become an NFT creator and it's for beginners. And when I say for beginners, it's basically saying for those who doesn't have the background of doing NFTs yet. And of course, don't have the background with the technical know-how. And this training, it is also not about technical stuff. In fact, I'm not a technical person. So it has nothing to do with that. We're not going to touch on the geeky stuff or the nerdy stuff and so on. We're going to be focusing on about how to get started, how to launch. We'll be focusing more towards the business aspect of it. I mean, that's where my expertise comes in. I've been training students for 2 decades right now on how to build online businesses. And this is just going to be the next level. Not saying that it's going higher or lower, but it's just the next thing that is happening right now with Web3. And the purpose of this training, this intensive training, is to cover the fundamentals. So we're not going to be talking about how to make money online, how to sell NFTs and so on. We're not doing that. What I want you to know are basically the fundamentals of it, how to get started. And I think that is critical because before you can learn how to jump or fly, whatever you want to do, you must learn how to crawl and then you walk and so on. Just like when we build an online business, you learn how to buy a domain name first before you set up a store. And then you learn how to set up a store before you find products to sell. It's all step by step. Once you have that fundamental knowledge on how to go around this, then you should be able to get started easily with that. All right. So with that said, let me just go ahead and share with you what we are going to cover for the first part, because this is a series of training that we are going to have a total of 8 classes. Yes, I'm going to be doing 8 classes to teach on this topic. So the first class, which is happening right now live, it is called Introductions to NFTs or Introducing NFTs. Now, why we're doing this? Because in order for us to create NFT to sell in the future, first, we must know what it is. We must have some basic understanding what NFTs are, because some people may still think that they are JPEGs. Some people may still think that it is some kind of scam and so on. So let's go ahead and get into this. And I'm going to bring up the presentation slides right now. Okay, so you should be able to see my presentation slides in front of you as of right now. So you should be able to see NFT Creator Beginner Training Series Part 1, Introduction to NFTs. Are you seeing that right now in front of you? If yes, just type 2 in the chat there. Great. Okay, so let's continue from here. So let's start. Introduction to NFTs and how it works. Non-fungible tokens, NFTs, are digital tokens that represent ownership of a unique digital asset, such as art, music, or other forms of creative content. NFTs are a game-changing next step in digital ownership. So what do you understand about that? So let's look at it. It's a non-fungible token. It's digital tokens that basically allows you to own that digital token. That could be an MP3, MP4, a JPEG, and so on. Now, how do you own a digital asset or a digital token? Well, the concept is this. We are riding, or should I say, we are using blockchain. So NFTs, when it is being minted, it is being minted on a blockchain. And when it is in the blockchain, it is now an open ledger where everyone can see who owns that piece of digital token. Now, what happens when you mint it? When you mint it, M-I-N-T, that's the term that they use when you create an NFT. It's basically put into the blockchain. I'm using a very layman way of explaining so that we can skip away the jargons. When it's being put in the blockchain, there will be a smart contract being generated. So this smart contract will authenticate who is the owner or who is the one who received this digital token. Now, when that happens, someone can now own that piece of digital token. And we call it creative content because it can be any form as long as it's a digital piece. And NFTs are a game-changing next step to digital ownership because now you can prove to the world that someone truly owns that piece of digital token. So in another word, there's no more argument of saying that, hey, you haven't sent yet, or someone argues, say that I have it or I own it. This argument doesn't exist anymore because of blockchain, because there is a smart contract, there's a ledger that has shown, proven, authenticated that you have received it. For instance, if I send you a JPEG file and you could argue with me saying that you did not receive, or I could send to you a JPEG file or let me put it this way, or I did not send you a JPEG file and I say that I've sent it to you and I can argue with you. True? Because there's no proof. But with an NFT, you cannot argue anymore because it is all in the blockchain. So which means this smart contract will have the ID to trace that this digital piece has been transferred to someone. So in other words, that it's now a ledger showing that you have received it or I've sent it to you. So do you start to see why this is the game changer? And NFT goes beyond a JPEG image because we are referring to blockchain technology right now. Now, to understand further, we want to understand the differences between fungible and non-fungible assets. So I will summarize this in a way that is very easy to understand. Fungible assets are interchangeable, like currency. If I give you $100, that $100 bill, the physical bill, if I give it to you, and then you put inside your pocket, and then you take out from another pocket of yours $100 bill, and you give it to me, which we have changed our $100 bill, right? I've given to you mine, you've given to me yours. Now, when I take yours, that $100 bill, if I go anywhere to buy anything that is worth $100, the market will still receive it as $100 bill. The value, it is the same. Why? Because this is fungible. This is interchangeable. This is like a currency, or currency is fungible. It is the value that it has, but they are all the same. So non-fungible assets will be the opposite of that, where it is now unique. For instance, artwork. So when it comes to artwork, there's only one piece in the world. So let's say you draw an art, like physically you draw an art or you paint an art. There's just going to be one piece of this in the world because you have created it. It's a piece of art. So far, so good. That is in the offline world. So now what we're doing is that we're turning digital art to become unique, and it becomes non-fungible. So there's the difference of fungible assets and non-fungible assets. So NFTs are digital assets representing ownership of the art, music, and collectibles. So now, if you have the NFT, it means you own that piece. But at the same time, that ownership will also allow you to get the utility of what the NFT will unlock for you. We'll cover more of that shortly. But for now, I want you to understand that the NFT is a token. It is not just about a JPEG image. Now, of course, there's also the concept of creating digital arts and sell those as NFTs. So there are people who collect digital arts. That's a different world by its own. And within the NFT world, of course, but what I'm teaching my students and my clients, it's not to focus on creating digital art and trying to sell art, because it's relatively hard to sell art in the sense that not everyone can understand the value of art. True. Furthermore, digital art is even harder to value that for most people. So what I teach my students are how to use NFTs as tokens, where the tokens allow them to unlock certain utility. Again, we'll cover more in depth within the next classes, but today it is just understanding NFTs, the introduction of it, okay? So NFTs and blockchain. So now we understand what is NFTs, non-fungible token. We understand what is fungible token. So how does NFTs and blockchain relate to each other? You must understand this because NFTs is part of blockchain technology. NFTs, it is not JPEG images as per se. So let's dive in. So first thing first, secure transactions. Blockchain ensures that an NFT is unique, traceable, and can be replicated. Now I pause for a while because depending on which country you're from, CANT is pronounced differently. True. If you are the English, you may say can. If you are in America, you may say can. So anyway, I should just change that to cannot be replicated instead of using the short form. Anyway, going back to here. This make it easy to ensure the NFT is authentic. So it is secure transaction because blockchain allows you to have secure transaction. Now, blockchain goes beyond NFT. Blockchain is also in DeFi, decentralized finance. So there are all kinds of different mechanisms related to finance right now that are using blockchain, whether it is to reward someone with interest after they have saved in the I'm trying to find words that are easily explained. Like for instance, you could stack your cryptos and then you get paid. So all of those are called DeFi. Then there's lending cryptos and so on. So crypto or blockchain, to be more precise, blockchain will allow you to have secure transaction because it's decentralized and it is governed by everyone in that sense because it is not an open ledger. Next is instant transfer. NFTs can be transferred almost instantaneously between buyers and sellers on a blockchain-powered platform, just like crypto. Crypto is part of blockchain. So certain countries in the world today have limitations in terms of receiving money. So let's say, for instance, if you are in, I'm just making this up, I haven't been there yet, but I'm just going to guess that if you're in Bangladesh, and let's say you work for a company. Now, when you want to receive your payment in USD, I'm not too sure what's the process is going to be. Is it going to go through your local banks? You know, there are many obstacles, true? And then there are going to be all kinds of fees. But what if you receive payment through crypto? And that could be instant transfer. For instance, Binance, some of you may have heard of that name. Some of you are not, doesn't matter. Binance is a crypto exchange. So when I buy crypto, it's instant. Or sometimes I purchase USDT, a stable coin, and I say, hey, can I purchase with you USDT? Send to me USDT, and my friend sends to me the money. It reached my Binance account within seconds. You see how crazy that is? And it doesn't need to go through some intermediate banks and all this kind of stuff. It's instant transfer. And this allows so much convenience to the entire world for people to receive money. And riding on that same understanding, NFTs, it's also a type of token. Crypto is token. So if crypto is token and NFTs is also token, they also share the same advantage of instant transfer. Now, of course, when they press transfer, it may not instantly reach you because it has to go through the blockchain. But in this example, it means that it has been transferred and is on its way to reach you for that matter. And the third part, why NFTs and blockchain are related, because of the immutable properties. NFTs cannot be altered or replicated, so the owner can be certain that their digital asset is always authentic. Unlike different things that can be edited, modified, right? This cannot be modified. If I send to you the NFT, if I've already transferred to you, there's no way how I can edit it. I cannot change anything anymore. So what do I mean by that? So let's look at Web 2.0, or should I say a normal file that is not an NFT. So if you receive that, you can edit it any way you like, right? And there's no proof to say that this is not the original form. But with an NFT, because it is now in the blockchain, it has shown that this has been sent to you as it is. So you can also know it's authentic because you can see it is sent by who. So we can actually trace back to the first person who owned that digital piece. How crazy is that, right? It means that if I created the first NFT of anything, let's say an image, and I transfer it to you, and then you sell to someone, and then the person sells to another person, and it continues. Do you know that someone else can just go inside there and see the ledger and trace back who is the first person who created this image or this NFT, and it has passed to which wallet? We call it wallet. Is the digital wallet of where you keep all of the NFTs or the tokens. Let me just drink some water. So we understand NFTs and blockchain. And the next part you want to understand of NFTs, it's in the creative economy. How it helps the content creators or the creatives. How does it sparks the digital digital art opportunity and so on. So let's look at from these 3 points. The first one is innovative artworks. NFTs are transforming traditional artwork, making it more valuable and accessible to people around the world. So for artists, some artists have challenged to sell their arts in the offline world. Why? Because they cannot reach. So let's say you are from Thailand, or you're from Brunei, or other countries that don't get a chance to have your art display in New York. So what is the likelihood that you're going to reach your exposure, or what's the likelihood for you to reach the collectors? It's going to be very, very, very hard. But right now, with NFTs, you can convert your art to become digital art. And if you learn marketing, you learn how to become an entrepreneur and so on, you have means and ways on how to promote your art right now as digital art, as NFTs, and sell it to the world. Relatively, the market, it is small, but it is still much bigger than the conventional offline art collectors. You see where I'm coming from? Because now we're referring to the whole world. But the most interesting part is that this becomes, I would say, a fair game for anyone to get started. For instance, my daughter, Mary Rice, likes art. She enjoys drawing, coloring, painting, and so on. And what we did is that we took her art and then we turned them into digital art and sell as NFTs. So we were able to do that, even though she is in her elementary school. Now imagine, how would someone like her able to make thousands of dollars selling her art if the NFT landscape doesn't exist? So now you can create digital art and open to the whole world. And as time goes by, I think more people will be able to adapt towards digital arts. It's not up there yet because it is something new. Not everyone can accept with the air quotes, can accept digital art yet. Personally, I find it very challenging as well to embrace upon it. But after I've started buying other people's NFTs, then I understand how it goes. And I would also want to support some of the artists that I know. Supporting curators. So with the NFTs into the creative economy, we are able to support the creators. And if you are the creator, now there's a chance for you to earn additional stream of income. So NFTs offer a new way for creators to monetize their work and earn royalties every time it changes hands. Now, the definition of creators here, it is not the same as the artists in the first example. So creators could be, you could be a musician, you create music. You could be a lecturer, you could be a coach, you could be an author, you could be a writer, you're a curator, right? You create content. So let's take musician as the first example. So now you could also allow your fans to buy your NFTs. You can even convert your music, your MP3 into NFTs. And when you do that, you can say, hey, if you buy this NFT, you will also get this additional ticket to my live concert, or it could be a virtual concert, and so on. Now, at the same time, you can earn royalties as a creator with the NFT platform. So for instance, I'm an author, so I will sell my book as NFT. So let's call it NFT book. When I sell that to my buyer who buys it because they want to own the NFT and also the book, after they have read the book, and if they don't want the NFT anymore, they could sell. And if the NFT has value, then they will be able to sell for a certain price. Now, once that is done, guess what? I would also be able to earn royalty for the secondary market transactions. So imagine if you are a curator and you have limited NFTs. Let's say there are only 500 out there. And anytime someone wants to collect your NFT, they will need to buy for someone else who currently own your NFT. So when it exchange hand, you will earn a piece of the income there as royalty. And the third one, preventing piracy and theft. One of the biggest challenge in the curator economy that we are facing, including myself, is that we are always exposed to the problem of piracy and theft. Means that someone copy your work and sell it elsewhere. Or if it's digital product, they will just duplicate it and then sell it to someone else without your permission. So that's really bad. NFT provides creators of digital assets with the means of protecting their work by ensuring that it is unique and one of the kind. So sometimes people may buy not because they want to support the pirates, because they simply do not know that this is not authentic, that the pirates are not you. The pirates are selling your intellectual property without your permission, right? And if it's an NFT, they can authenticate that this comes from the creator. So that will reduce piracy. And at the same time, imagine if you can have my book as an NFT, wouldn't you want to have that rather than just a book? Because if it's an NFT, you will be able to display that and showcase that, hey, you are a reader of the book or the owner of the book. And at the same time, because it is all based on smart contracts, I will be able to know who are the owner or the collector of my NFT book so that I can reward them even more. So thinking about it, logically, you want to have the NFT book rather than just a book, simply because an NFT book means you are the owner, you are the true owner of that book. And whatever perks that I'm giving to the owner, you'll be receiving it because of smart contracts. And the final part about NFTs is why NFTs are part of Web3. So we have heard about Web3 a lot. Yes, if you have heard about Web3, type Web3 in the chat box there. All right. So what does NFT have to do with Web3? Now, this class, it is not about Web3, but it's about NFTs. However, they are intertwined, or should I say they are very related to each other. Therefore, it is important for us to cover a bit about this and to relate both of them together. Web3 is the next trend after Web 2.0. And to understand 3.0 or Web3, we want to understand 1.0, 2.0. Web 1.0, it is more towards read only. So you go to a website and there are content there, and you read, you consume the content, and that's about it. Or the early days of e-commerce, you go to the website, you look at the product, you like it, you buy. It's very direct. It's transactional based, Web 1.0. And many people make windfall profits in Web 1.0. Those are the early ones, including me. I started during Web 1.0. You just need to put out a web page and then you sell something. People are buying. And then we have Web 2.0. Web 2.0, it is more towards co-creation, which means that example, Wikipedia, you contribute your content into Wikipedia and it grows from there. So it's co-creation. And Web 2.0 also emphasizes on interactions, social, where you're able to communicate with each other in a social network or social media platform. And you will be able to create content by putting your content into social media platforms, or you can go to blogging platform like WordPress, and then you can put your content. You're creating it, right? So if it's social media like Facebook, you're creating your own profile, you're putting content, videos, images, and so on. But at the same time, you're building the entire platform. So you're contributing content. So it's co-creation. But Web 2.0, it is controlled by the owner of the platforms. So that's called centralization. So if you put your content into Facebook, it means that it belongs to Facebook, and Facebook has the permission to use your content, as in like to publish your content in their platform. And Facebook also have your personal information. So they have your emails and everything else. Web 3.0, the key message that we emphasize on, it is decentralization. So what is decentralization? Decentralization means the companies no longer control the content, so to speak, no longer have control of the database or your personal details. So non-fungible tokens, NFTs, are a type of digital assets that are secured on decentralized network called blockchain, a public ledger that cannot be altered. So your NFTs is in the blockchain. It is not controlled by a specific company. It is actually in the blockchain that's accessible with your digital wallet. Side note, we will have a class just about digital wallet in the future. Today, we're just going to do introduction to NFTs. The next one is smart contracts. So in Web 3.0, we talk about smart contracts. Smart contracts allow NFT creators to code specific rules into their NFTs, thereby providing a suitable structure for revenue sharing and handling transactions. So in Web 3, in Web 2.0, you heard about open source code, right? So in Web 3, we are using the word protocols. So there are many protocols based on the chain, the blockchain. I don't want to get into this geeky talk and so on, because first, I'm not an expert about that, but I know. And I don't think you want to get into all the geeky conversation and so on, because it doesn't help you to build a business and the marketing aspect of it, because that is for you to learn about coding, developer, and so on. But anyway, where am I? So protocols. So let's say there is a Web3 company. They will create the protocols that you can use and create something. So all of these are decentralization. It's a very, very different world that we're talking about right now. So the famous one would be like Ethereum. Ethereum is the second largest crypto in the world, next to Bitcoin, when I'm doing this class. Of course, if you're watching this maybe 20 years down the road, who knows which is the largest crypto. While Bitcoin, it is more of a currency, although right now it's being programmable as well. So there's this ordinals, Bitcoin ordinals, like another new topic. But again, that is something that you can Google and figure out. Bitcoin is more towards currency. This is like the gold standard. The second largest crypto is Ethereum. Ethereum is not just a currency, it's a protocol. So Ethereum is the engine that powers NFTs, smart contracts, and so on. But the point I want to bring in here, it's about that smart contracts can be coded. So, example, Ethereum will open up its protocols where if you want, you can use that and create your own chain if you are a developer. So a very, very famous chain that uses Ethereum protocols and codes and software, whatever you call it in your own terms, is Polygon. Polygon is another chain, but Polygon did not create its own technology from scratch. it is using Ethereum's chain to create Polygon's chain. You see where I'm coming from? So all of this is programmable. So today you can go out there and say, hey, you want to create something. If you are a programmer, if you are a developer, so you think, hey, you know what? I want to do this, I want to do that, and so on. All of these protocols are available by the company that creates the crypto and also the chain. The next one is interoperability. I always have tongue twisted to say this. Interoperability. Interoperability. What a word. What a mouthful word. Now, what is this? NFTs can move seamlessly between different blockchains, which make the transfer of ownership easy and quick. So what is interoperability? So it means that with the same account, you can move across to different apps. In our Web3 world, we use dApps. We don't use the word apps, we call dApps because it's decentralized apps. So for instance, without decentralized apps like Facebook, you cannot retweet a tweet in Facebook. You cannot like a Facebook post in YouTube because it is not interoperable, if that is the word I pronounced correctly. Okay, so it is not that. You see where I'm coming from? Whereas in Web3, or in this case, with the Web3 technology, the same account can move around with no problem. So if it's a Web3 social media platform and it's an open source, which means that Robert could have his own social media platform, John could have his own social media platform, Jessica could have her own social media platform. And let's say you sign up your account with Jessica's social media platform, and then you post all your content there, right? Now, if you go to John's social media platform or you go to Robert's social media platforms, all of your content will automatically be populated in Robert or John's social media platform, despite the fact that you created all these posts in Jessica's social media. So, which means that you will be able to take everything that you have created because you own it. You see, the difference of Web 2.0, Web 3.0 is Web 3.0, you create, you own it. It is your own thing. So you can take that and put anywhere you want. Or in another word, it follows you wherever you go. So to explain further about interoperability in action, here's a Web3 example. So it's connecting blockchains. Web3 interoperability is like a universal translator for blockchains. It enables different blockchains to speak with each other, creating seamless communication and collaboration across Web3 ecosystem. So with Twitter, Twitter has Twitter coding language. Facebook has Facebook language. So this is why if you have an account with Twitter, you cannot log into Facebook by using your same username and password that you have registered with Twitter, because it's different account, different companies. They are speaking different languages. When it comes to Web3, in terms of the blockchains, they are all speaking the same language. So you will be able to use a digital wallet, which is your universal login, to access this social media, to access this membership, to access this software, and so on. And then we have the universal crypto wallets. So think of a universal crypto wallet like a Swiss Army knife for your digital assets. It can hold multiple cryptocurrencies from different blockchains, so you don't have to juggle between different wallets. So what does this mean? Just like in the offline world, you have your wallet, right? And then you put all your money in your wallet. And then you go to somewhere and buy some stuff, and you take the money from your wallet, and then they give you back the change, you put inside your wallet. And then you take this wallet, you go somewhere else, and then you buy more things there, right? So just think of it this way. Instead of you having multiple wallets, you just have one wallet to put everything inside it. So you have the same wallet where you can buy NFTs from this website, and you can also go to this website and buy the NFTs here, and all of it will be kept in the same digital wallet. Similarly, because crypto is a universal currency, that it is spendable on all these Web3 websites, the same amount of crypto that you have in your digital wallet, you can use it to buy things here, buy here, buy here, buy here, and so on. And it's all in one single digital wallet. So wouldn't life be so much more easier where you just have one? If you have 10 memberships, you just use one same account to log into all the memberships, and you can use the same account to pay for all the memberships that require you to pay a fee. So that is an example how you can use an NFT to provide utility. Remember earlier of this session, I mentioned to you that an NFT goes beyond a digital art, but it's actually an utility. So for any of my NFT collector, then you'll get access to this as a utility. So I think that gives you a brilliant case study to understand the concept much more better. Okay. All right, so there you go. That is the introductions to NFTs. This is the first class, and we are just covering on this. And we're going to have 7 more classes on different topics. And one of it will be about digital wallet. Another one is like, how do you mint an NFT and so on. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss any of this, make sure to come and attend live. I hope that you have enjoyed or gained some extra insights from today's class. I got to go. It's almost 9 p.m. here. Take care, everybody. Stay tuned. Just check my emails. I'll be having my next class details probably 2 weeks from now. And it's going to be about why NFTs matter. How to use NFTs for your business, regardless of whether you're a creator, influencer, or digital marketer. So that is where I'm going to get more in-depth on the application of NFTs for your business. All right. Cheers, everybody. Take care. Bye for now.